keep them in your home or love to see them in theirs, these are the creatures that bring us all together.
Reptiles. We're going to be delving into the experiences of reptile lovers from around the block and around the world. This is the Reptile Talk Podcast.
Boom. What is going on, everybody? This is Jerry from Brassman Reptiles.
And I'm Robin. I'm creeping it real.
What is that? Where did you get that?
It is a fun little toy that my mom got for me. And basically what it is you go, hey, you want to see something really cool? You just got to open up this box. And when people take it and slide the finger back, this little snake jumps out and bites them.
That's actually hilarious. Love your mom. Love
It's
that.
pretty
that
cool.
Was a gift.
If you open it too quickly, it does kind of hurt.
Just saying, you should bring that to Raleigh on Saturday. I think we could get a couple people with that.
Oh, I could get some people with that. 100%.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's going on, Rob? How you doing? How's the week been?
I'm alive, which is
Woo-hoo!
nice. Yeah.
3 cheers for the living.
Kind of hot, but it's been good. It's been good. So I forgot what day the baby carpet pythons are supposed to hatch out. So I had I had a friend come over on Sunday, and they'd never been to my house. So I was like explaining all the snake stuff to them and this, that, and the other thing. And
this is why my house is 85 degrees.
Yeah, this is why my house is sweltering right now, just so you know. And so I was like, yeah, like these are some eggs, and like I just hatched some stuff out. And then these ones, I don't know, they're supposed to hatch out soon. And I look, and it was already day 50 something. And I was like, oh crap, I literally have not looked at these things since I put them in the incubator. And then I was like, I wonder when the other 2 clutches are supposed to hatch, because I have 2 clutches of Borneos in there. And I forgot that they were laid 2 days apart. So I'm like, oh no.
It's all about to happen at one time.
I'm going to have friggin' 30-something Borneos all hatching at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a little stressful, but that's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, so
it's fine.
There's scrubs out. There's carpets out. There's Borneos that are soon to be out. So I got like 3 weeks before I got to start checking on Borneo eggs, and hopefully I can get all these other guys eating before then, so I don't have to go through all these eating trials all at the same time.
Yeah.
And Fleb looks like she's going through her pre-lay shed right now. She's going through her color change, and she's in shed right now. So I'm thinking 1 more clutch of scrub pythons for the year. 2 clutches this year would be mint. That would make me very happy. Yeah. And so she will not lay. Let's see, we're in May right now, so she won't lay until the middle of June or July, like early July maybe. So those eggs won't hatch out until fall almost. So
yeah, right. Yeah, early fall. Yeah,
that'll be nice. That'll be nice, because then I can do all these other things, and then when I'm like, I can take a rest, and then those eggs will hatch out, and I can just focus on those.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. That's exciting, though. That's exciting. It's definitely nice to get some kind of break in between all of the chaos.
Oh, and corn snakes. I forgot. I palpated the corn snakes on Sunday, and they feel like they've got stuff in them. So I got to set up some boxes and do that shit. I got to do that tonight, because they felt like they got some lumps in them, and maybe I'll get some corn snake eggs.
There
maybe
you
I'll
go.
make some eggs with them.
Amazing.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
Today's been a chaotic day. I've been all over the place.
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah, today has been a chaotic day. The week has been decent, but yeah, today's definitely been a really chaotic day. I've been all over the place, but it's been a good day. We've got the season has been really interesting, because we kicked it off really well with some great clutches, and then babies started hatching, and like the albino carpet python clutch that I had hatch out. A couple of those babies had hatched out with enlarged hearts, which I realized maybe like a couple days after they were already out of the egg. And unfortunately they just didn't end up surviving. So we had some casualties there, which was kind of a bummer because you're like, oh yeah, the first babies of the year, like, yeah, this is great. And you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's a bummer. So that was a little bit of a bummer. And then first ball python clutch is starting to come out, which is great. And also with the BS, there the it wasn't a crazy clutch. I was going for triple het True Ghost Clown stuff. So it was Axanthic Clown to a chocolate pin hypo. And there were, out of the 10 eggs, there was one chocolate pin that was going to be triple het, obviously. And it pipped, and I was like, heck yeah. So that was my cue. Start cutting the rest of the clutch, checking in on everybody, and I go back to that chocolate pin and realize that its umbilicus was twisted around its body, and
No.
that's fun deal. And yeah, that snake, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave this alone for a second, and I'm gonna come back and try to maneuver that. That snake lost its mind, came out of the egg, cinched the
No.
umbilicus, and it ended up not surviving. And I was like, God
Ah,
dang it.
ain't it like that though?
Crap. So that was a bit of a bummer, but everything else in the clutch is looking great. We've got a couple chocolates out, a couple pinstripes out. They're all triple het True Ghost Clown. So I'm looking forward to that. We've got some more ball python clutches due to be laid in the next week and a half.
Hey.
So woohoo! July is going to be the month of the ball python over here.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be ridiculous. What is it now? We're 12 or 14 days away from Borneo short-tail eggs hitting the ground. So I'm looking forward to that. We got leopard geckos hatching out. I've got 2 clutches that are due to hatch out anytime, and I'm hoping they hatch out before we're away for the Raleigh show this weekend. But we shall see. And Amazons are still got some stuff still breeding. Got 2 girls that have already ovulated, done their post-ovulation sheds. I also palpated a couple bigger girls that have some follicles that weren't producing follicles when I first started pairing. So getting those girls into rotation right now. So yeah, like fall is when I'll have my Amazons and stuff. Fall and winter is when Amazons should probably be popping out.
I mean, you wanted a little break, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be like month of the ball pythons, and then like sporadic everything else. We got some Mex-Mex eggs, some corn snake eggs, some cow king eggs. So stuff is really rocking and rolling. And right now we're in that like sit around and wait phase, which is like when I get really antsy because I'm like, okay, any day now something's popping out of an egg, and I get to be really excited. But
just staring at them like,
yeah, exactly. I haunt the incubator. You know me. I haunt the incubators, bro. I have a really hard time being like, it doesn't exist. Forget about it for 60 days. I'm like, no, it's day 3. Something pipped already.
just look, honestly, you know what though? It's not as bad because I remember being on like ballpythons.net and people making little cuts and peeking into eggs at day like 40, bro.
Oh, man. And they're like, oh my God, I don't know why I hatched out a white snake. I'm going to hatch out a white snake. And you're like, bro, pigment's like the last thing to develop.
The last thing that comes, the color is the last. Oh.
I don't know what's in there, but it's a white snake and I'm excited. And you're like, no. It's going to change. Day 53. It's going to get darker.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yes, so such is life. Fun things. Working with living creatures is always exciting and fun. Speaking of that, this episode, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Black Box Cages. Go check them out, blackboxcages.com. See that ticker on the bottom of the screen with all the info there. The links are in the description. I'll be posting a video soon. I was just down in Georgia at Black Box picking up some enclosures yesterday. So yes. So very excited for that. I'll be posting some content next week about all of that. And I'll be demoing one of the new ZoomEd thermostats. They sent me over a thermostat to check out. So shout out to our friends over at ZoomEd too. And yes, so super excited about all that wonderful stuff. And of course, the whole reason why we're here for today is to talk about what is it like when you go from never experiencing reptiles in your personal life
and then getting thrown into the deep end.
Yeah, and then dating a psychotic reptile breeder that has hundreds of animals, and suddenly your life is kind of surrounded by them. So we're talking with my better half, Mark Patton, aka Sam Priest. So let's get him in here and let's kick this off.
And if you ever hang up on me again before I have something to say,
I was waiting.
I was like, you don't get to do that. I mean, I guess you do, but I know where.
Oh, I do. I do, because watch.
No!
Well, I've never. That's all right. I'm gonna just flatten your tires.
Oh no.
Too late. There's already a slow leak in one of them. So
don't feel bad, mine too.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
Yay, I'm here.
Hello. Welcome.
Someone said that he finally made it out of the comment section, and they were right.
Yes.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Keep commenting
here in the chat just yet, but yes. We've got shout out to everybody in the chat. Please feel free to share out this video. It's going to be a really funny video because if you're not already aware, Mark is all about the laughs.
Who?
And
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Everything is serious. Hello,
what?
Very serious.
I'm a very serious man.
Since when?
Hello, Limey.
Well, you can't be serious if Limey's in the chat. That's
absolutely
impossible. Not. So Limey, when Mark came to the very first reptile show with me when we got together, I was going to pop into the Charlotte show to see some friends. I hadn't been to a show in a little while, and we were supposed to go out on a date that afternoon. So I had messaged him and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to actually come into the town a little bit earlier because I'm going to go pop in to see some friends at this reptile show really quick." And he was like, "Oh, where's it at? Can I come check it out?" I was like, "What? Yeah, of course you can." As we're like walking in, I'm like, "Okay, there's an old curmudgeon of a human being you're inevitably going to run into. His name's Limey, and just take everything he says and does with a grain of salt." And literally not 15 seconds into the door,
first person I met.
First freaking person. And in my mind, I was like, well, if he can get through this, if he can live through this, then we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be absolutely fine. And that was only topped by that Daytona show where he got thrown into the fire with Dave Levinson.
Didn't Dave want to buy your shorts?
Yes, he wanted my shorts. I can't fit them now, so he can have them.
Yeah.
But I was not giving them up then. No, they look great on me. I wore them especially for that night. It was the night of the shorts. And he couldn't have
the shorts, and he couldn't have them. But it was also funny because I didn't catch Dave out of my peripheries, and all of a sudden he just comes up, and I'm standing with Chad Hulker, and they're already going back and forth. "Hey man, nice shorts. What do you want for those shorts? The shorts aren't for sale." "Well, with the shorts, I really like the shorts. I think I need them." "Well, yeah, you can go buy them, for yourself, at a store, And he's like, "Yeah, but you got them right here, and like it'd be much easier to just take them from you." And so meanwhile, Chad is like looking at me, and he's like, "Did you warn him about Dave?" And I was like, "I didn't have the time." No. And he was like, "Oh." Nope. And I was like, "Nah, he can hold his own. It'll be fine.
He'll figure it out."
Hey, I love a good back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just not about the drama. No drama, but let's go back and forth.
Yeah.
That sounds like sex.
But you can't have my shorts.
But you can't have my shorts.
There you go. So for people who don't know, what you've never kept reptiles, but you've had some experiences with reptiles in the past.
So
So can you just divulge a little bit of that?
actually, I did have reptiles in school. So when I was in 5th grade, we had a lot of I think anoles. Yes, we had a lot of anoles like all over the place, and I would catch them, and then I put them in the tank, and we actually decorated the tank like I would feed them crickets, things like that, so they were eating pretty good at the time, and everything was great. Had them for almost a year, and then it was spring break, and the teacher just left the lamp on for a whole week,
Ooh.
and I came back, and all of them were cooked, and I was like, you know what? Well, I tried. That was my way in, and then God was like, maybe not now. So I took a step back, and then boom, here I am, and they're everywhere. Jeremy, they're
They're
everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Jeremy, they're everywhere.
You don't have to tell me. I'm very well aware.
I was not.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
like when we had that conversation through was it through on Instagram? I asked, I was like, what do you do?
Yes. So for those who don't know, so we met on a gig. So I was called in to sub last minute for
And
a
I was
horn
playing the
player,
spoons.
and he was playing the triangle, and
The electric triangle.
the electric triangle. Yeah. One hit and you're done.
What a way to go.
And right. So that's how we got connected. If you're unaware, if you haven't seen my posts, go make sure you go follow him and check out his music and all the other stuff that he does, because he's a creative mind in totality and posts really awesome things.
Thank you.
But yeah, so we started talking on Instagram, and that's when you were asking me like, oh, what do you do? Like,
And you gave me
besides
that
music?
bullshit answer. You were like, oh, I play the horns. I was like, no shit. That's how we met. But what else do you do? And then boom.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, some people just play the trumpet or a horn every so often. And I'm like, no, I do this. This is what I do. It's how I make money.
I mean,
So
see, Senor, you're amazing at it. Extremely talented.
Thank
If you
you.
haven't seen the show, you should. Look at us. We're gonna do this. And also, if you need someone hot and sexy in life, call Rob. Yes.
What did I do? Shit.
Rob's just here in a tank top, like wow, chicka, wow, wow, ready to go.
Literally, it was the first shirt right here, and I was running late, and I was like, I just need to put something on so I'm covered.
Rob, can I ask you a question?
I'm afraid to know.
Can you dance?
Kinda, yeah. I can.
Okay,
kinda
that's all I
dance.
need to know. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. Okay. That's all.
I did get half the white genes, so sometimes I cannot dance. Like it just doesn't work out. But sometimes it does.
Ooh. Just get on that beat. That's all. It's okay.
Limey. Limey's calling you?
Answer it.
calling you?
Answer it.
I'm
Answer
not
it.
answering that.
Answer it.
I know what's gonna happen if I answer that.
And
No,
put it on
Limey, if you
speakerphone.
want to, Limey, if you want to be on the podcast, you got to show your fucking face, you piece of shit.
You gotta learn
Yeah.
how to turn the computer on first.
No. So here's the thing. This is a Limey tangent really quickly. I'm sitting in bed, laying down. It's probably like 12:30 at night or something. And Limey messages me on Facebook, and which is very, very odd. And I'm like, hey, he's like, hey man, are you awake? I'm like, unfortunately, yeah. What's going on? And he's like, can I like video call you? I'm trying out video chatting, whatever. And I'm like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. Let's welcome you into the 21st century. And and he did it, and he was so happy and giddy and excited about it. And he was just in his reptile room cleaning snakes. And occasionally he would like
to talk to people.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just like, why now? Why now? Why not on the podcast?
It's baby steps.
It is baby steps, but for Limey, it's like one baby step every half century. So it's like,
Well, he's a vampire, so he's not dying anytime soon.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, he looks better than Wayne Hill, but Jesus.
But I mean, everybody does. I remember seeing that man roll around the.
Okay. I had to get one in.
Why he roll around the corner like that?
Oh no.
Sorry, I didn't come here. I don't know that man.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh.
Just rolling around.
Anywho,
Pull over there. Too fat. Woo, woo.
but wow. But yes, so we back to the discussion. So he asks me what else do I do, and so I finally get to the reptile thing. I breed reptiles and blah blah blah. And the first question he asked me is that legal? And I was like, yeah, yes it is. And
I
then
was watching Tiger King.
right, this is like exactly. And he's like, you cute and all, but I'm not going to jail for nobody.
I work hard for everything I have.
Right. And I was like, that's fair. But I was like,
he
it's
popped
funny
up at a
should,
gig.
I was like, it's funny you should say that, because I'm like, I am I also work with US Arc, and we do all the stuff that surrounds the legalities of all that stuff. And so I promise it's legal. I promise I'm one of the good guys. So got
And my
you.
response was, show me the Carfax. I made him send me
Right.
links, show me the proof. And I was like, okay, he ain't crazy. So let's see where this goes.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So then okay, so let me ask you this. So what was the first genuine impression outside of the question, like, is this legal? Like, what was the first genuine impression when you're like, oh man, snakes? Like, why did it have to be snakes?
Why did it have to be snakes?
Well, I didn't really have a problem with it being snakes. It was always going to be weird to me because I've never encountered anyone who even owned a snake. So like that's especially like for us, that's just like something that you don't normally see. But then when I got deeper into it, I was like, oh, it's more common than I thought. But also, what the fuck? Like, what did you just bring me into? I was like, Laura, I was like, I want a man, but I should have been like more specific. But hey, it all worked out the way it was supposed to. He's like, well, you didn't say he couldn't breed snakes. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So let me.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
You got me. You got me, God.
That sense of humor strikes again.
But no, it actually, I was like, okay, well, he cute. So let's go see where this goes. And it turned out to be great. My speaker fingers. I'm not gay. You're gay.
So then we've got that take. Then what's the reaction when you finally see everything? When you finally came over and saw, you're like, oh, this is
First of all, it was already, again, you live in the middle of nowhere, and then those roads are dark. I'm a black man, just I ain't gonna go that far, but I'm just in the middle of nowhere, going to see a man in the middle of nowhere at night. I just want to keep saying this, in the middle of nowhere at night, to go to his basement. If
I mean,
if I was gonna die, that was gonna be the time.
Oof.
You didn't end up on an episode of Dexter, so you're good.
Thank
You're
God.
good.
Thank God. But no, so when I went down there, okay, so I was talking to my friends, I was talking to my dad. I was like, all right, Dad, but if I don't call you tomorrow, call the cops,
Sheesh.
So then, but no, when I got there, it was great. Like, I went downstairs and you start pulling stuff out, and you started small. You started with a corn snake.
Started small and worked our way up now.
He's a grower, not a shower. Okay, so I went down there and he showed me his snakes. This is gonna get worse and worse, huh? So he pulled out a corn snake. I was like, okay. He's like, touch it. I was like, no, absolutely not. And eventually I was like, eventually I touched it. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
He touched it.
It was and that's why we're here 2 years later and I'm on the podcast. But it was cool. I was like, okay, this is like slimy. And then I was like, because it was weird. Like, you got to think about it. This is my first time ever touching a snake, or even being in someone's basement. So like I didn't know what to.
Bruh.
Fair. Basements
Fair,
aren't common.
fair.
Basements aren't common in North Carolina.
No, they are not.
And the ones that are in the middle of nowhere,
Mhm.
and you don't want to go there at night.
It's scary.
You've been there, Rob. You've been there. It's great
I've been-
land. Like, once you're at the house, it's safe, but everything around it.
The whole while up there,
Yeah.
it feels like you seen Get Out,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah. I was like, I really hope this isn't Get Out in reverse. Like, it's a white man.
Bruh.
Not come in. Get out of here.
Yeah, Jeremy lives in a very, very remote area. And I shouldn't say very, very remote, but it is
No, it's rural.
far enough away from everything where
It's rural.
yes.
Don't you dare say rural one more time. Rural.
It's rural.
But no,
Rural.
honestly, I will say I do enjoy the peace. It is a peaceful area. Like, like going there made me realize, like, I don't want to be that close to people. And I do like nature. And then if we're talking about getting a house, like having that much space for him to go off on adventures, just go find something. Get out. He can go away. Not shoe, but get.
Not shoe, but get is crazy.
I feel like get is worse. I don't know.
Right,
But
exactly.
then that makes it perfect, because she was just too polite. Get.
No.
Oh Lord. That's
I
funny.
mean, it is nice being in a space where you don't have to have your neighbors breathing down your neck, and you can, go out on your back porch and have a little bit of privacy and a little bit of time to
Yes.
yourself.
Because I mean, if I go in my backyard now, I can't be butt naked, and that's what I miss. Like, I miss being able to just, I'm here. But only thing that sees me is the owl. So it's like, freedom. Who? Me?
Who?
It's me. I keep saying it's me. Stop asking who. It's me. Like, what's wrong with you guys?
That's funny.
Yeah, that's the goal, is to have a house deep enough in the woods where you can just just stretch out a little bit, have a little bit of privacy.
Jeremy
catch
knows
some
I'm like
rays.
a borderline nudist. I'm ready.
It's the I'm ready. It's
I'm ready.
ridiculous. Sheesh.
Well, yeah.
So the first snake that you touched was a corn snake?
Absolutely. And I love corn snakes. I think they are like the best pet to have when you're starting out. Then you upgrade to ball pythons. I mean, just that's how I would approach it. But corn snakes I thought were great. And Puebloan milk snakes.
And Puebloan milk
Pueblans.
snakes.
Wait, what are we talking about right now?
Puebloan milk snakes.
He just says it so much that now it's ingrained in my head. I'll get a phone call. Yep, and these Pueblans, and I'm like, what about them?
Man, I like my Puebloan milk snakes.
I do, especially when you say it like that. Say it one more time.
Puebloan milk
Ooh.
snakes.
Ooh.
Screaming.
I'm not gay.
So,
Okay.
wow. So we've gone from what the hell's going on to, okay, now I've touched my first snakes. Then you started coming with me to some of the reptile shows.
Yes.
And not just the local ones here in North Carolina. You started traveling with me to the Tinleys and the Daytonas and all that stuff. So so I will premise and give a little bit more context here. Mark is now known by everybody to be I'm going to pop in for an hour and then get the fuck out person. Like, he's like, I'm here to support, and then I'm here to get the hell out. Unless Jeremy wants me to see somebody or see an animal or something, I'm out. I'll be back for the U.S. Ark auction, and then I'm out. So, 100%. And that first show where he met Limey, was kind of like the the precursor for me, because he had told me, he's like, oh yeah, well, like when you're in your space, if you're, you go off on a tangent with your friends or whatever, like I've got no problem like just going off and looking at things or having a conversation with anybody else. And that first show, I think I was talking with Limey, and he
'Cause I
was
had
none the
red hair
wiser
and
that
a green book bag.
yes, and was like, yeah, you're with him, and
I was that he was a fairy.
but while I'm talking with Limey, like I had looked to my side and he was gone, and I looked a little further and he was like off staring at some naturalistic
Bubbling milk-
terrariums or
milk
whatever.
Milk snakes.
But yeah, so now traveling to some of these bigger shows, like that's also very much the same thing. So when you pop into a show, what are you doing? What is the Sam Priest experience at a reptile show?
So for me, my social meter, like it goes down. I'm an extroverted introvert. I don't know if that's a thing, but I made it up. That's me.
It is.
So like
It's a thing.
I will give you a blast of energy and great time. And then if it's too many people, it's like, "Phew," and I have to leave. So when I first went to, I think my first big show was the one in Raleigh.
Yeah,
And
that was the first bigger show. Yeah.
But then, which I had a great time. But when we went to Daytona, I got my life. I was like, this is cool. I met so many like amazing people. And then I had my first auction experience, and I was like, I've never been so drunk. We waddled back to the hotel.
It happens.
Yeah, like, and when I'm drunk, if I'm drunk, like I can go back and forth with the best of them. It's just when I'm like really drunk, that's when things slur down. I'm still arguing with you. I just don't think I'm winning anymore. So
Oh no.
but we went back to the hotel. That's when we were like kind of further away. So our walk was further than the one last year. Still
Right.
had a blast. Probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. I met some great people. One of my favorite people is Todd Goodman. Like, I love that guy.
Yeah, Todd from
Todd's
Timberline.
legit.
Shout out to Todd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I did now. Animal Con was dope. Having it at that resort was dope. Like being able to just like go and see people and have conversations. I met Kevin for the first time there, and then we ended because we went to Gatorland, and that's when I was like,
You
I
got to
love
meet
Savannah.
and-
Yeah,
Yes.
and I love that beautiful lady. She could do no
Yes.
wrong.
You also got to meet Brian at that.
Yes, I pitched
at
I
Animal
pitched
Con.
my
too.
idea to him. And
So he bought into it.
it.
He bought into it so hard. So for those people who don't know me on a more personal level, like when it comes to my partners and stuff, most of the time, like they've never wanted really anything to do with the reptile stuff. So I've never really brought anybody to shows like that. If it was like a one-off time because they're like, well, I want to check it out, and then like that was it. Like never again. This is too many people, too many snakes. So when I started bringing Mark to the shows, people were like, oh, okay, well, this must be serious because he's here in public with you. Like, I mean, yes.
And he got you to wear shorts to Daytona.
He got me to wear shorts to Daytona, which is very, very not me.
Your little legs. I like them.
But yeah, so we would tell people that because people, of course, they ask, oh, Mark, well, what do you do? Because you're not in the reptile industry, so what do you do? And he'd be like, oh, I'm a stripper, and they'd be like, oh, that's cool. Like, there's that initial like
so that's how you guys met.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah.
And I would go into more detail, and I would.
But then it goes more into detail, and it's like, no, I'm a stripper for old people, and I have a company, and it's called The Last Dance. And so now, mind you, we've had this story happen and pop up at different shows already. So like we had done it, we've told it to Todd and the Bells, Mark and Kim Bell, and like a whole bunch of other people. This is the first time he had ever met Brian and Lori. So he's telling them that, and Brian's like, oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. And Brian's like at that cusp of like, he probably is playing along with the joke, but you can't totally tell just yet.
Maybe
like,
not.
You're unsure. And so he's like, oh man, like tell me more. And he's like, oh yeah, like they don't always have cash, but they'll pay me in dentures and legs and, and all this stuff,
And
and that's
how much
really
money you can get-
You're not
valuable.
going to use anymore.
Do you
Yeah,
know how much
exactly.
money you can make off of a
A
prosthetic?
prosthetic,
leg?
yeah, exactly. And Brian's like, oh man, that's so freaking smart. And then he's
And
like,
they put me in their wheel.
right. Then classic Barcheck is like, we tell him it's not real, you know, that's all a big joke or whatever. And classic Barcheck is like, I gotta get the domain for that.
Yes.
If you knew Brian, you knew that like any legitimate business idea, he's like, I gotta have the website domain. Like I gotta have that.
Just in case.
Yeah. So The Last Dance. Oof.
Hey, it's still a possibility.
It is still a possibility.
But Animal Con was definitely great. I love Tinley. It's just always cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my only complaint.
I
Jeremy, did you
was-
tell them the story about? Never mind.
Uh-oh. I was pleasantly surprised at March Tinley. It was actually warm
Really?
in Tinley. I mean, I say warm, but like in the 60s, which for Tinley
That's
Park,
warm.
for Tinley Park in March is quite warm. And even for October, like even October temps, like in
We
the
had
60s was
one warm day in October, and then after that, it was like snowing.
miserable. Yeah, absolute misery.
Yeah, but I love the show. Once you're inside, you leave all your worries at the door. But once you get to the door, you got to pick them back up and take them home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also told him I was like, man, you got to have a really cool Tinley experience. Like you've gotten into this vibe, you know, like we're hanging out with the Zoom Ed folks and Todd at Timberline and
I
the
got to
Bells
sit
and
at
all this
every
stuff.
big table. Like I was like,
Yeah,
"Mhm."
you know, and I was like, hey man, you know, my first Tinley experience, sitting in the back, blitzed out of my mind, couldn't remember where I parked the car, only to find out I didn't have a car.
All it takes is for you to be kind, funny, and maybe black.
Oh man, but yeah, that was always a joke too.
I've never stayed at the hotel there that it's hosted at, though. Does that hotel have a pool?
Which one?
The
Tinley?
Tinley.
the Tinley.
Daytona.
You know
No.
what?
does.
I don't
think it
think
did.
so.
I
don't
think they
so.
turned it into like a gazebo.
Yeah,
I like,
don't-
you know me, Jeremy. Every time we're going somewhere, I'm like, does it have a pool?
A hot tub.
That-
That's what I'm
that
asking
is-
about.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh, what's Teddy doing?
Oh. Yeah, right. Exactly. I thought the same thing.
I heard that shit too.
Yep. You good?
We about to find out.
Is Teddy good?
Teddy is the one who alerted me. He watching the dog. So this is what we gonna do. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
Yeah, for real. For people who are listening,
Did
Mark's
you hear
dog's
that?
name is Teddy. No.
No, I think Mark heard that. Did you hear that?
I did. Bitch, don't be playing over here. We ain't got no spirits and ghosts and boo-boo-boos over here. Scooby-Doo my ass. But no, we did hear like a thump, and that was the third time we heard it. And the first time, Teddy was just like, he jumped off you know how Teddy is, and he started doing his
Yeah.
little rumble grumble. So
Yeah.
that's my alarm.
Okay. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Mark's little dog Teddy is
Now he's my little dog.
he's always been your dog. He's our dog, but he's your
No,
dog.
you be trying to steal. He tries to steal Teddy from me.
Oh, absolutely. But
That's 'cause Teddy be chilling with us at the expos.
right, Teddy be chilling. Oh, there he is. Look at you, old man. Teddy is an incredibly well-behaved, well-trained dog, and but I joke with people. Nick is in the chat. Said you got a ghost, brother.
I'm gonna spit this water out over everything.
Um,
Bruh.
but yeah, so I always joke. I joke with people because they're like, oh man, he's so well behaved, and sometimes at the show, he'll just sit on one of the chairs, and he's very attentive when people walk by and everything. And I'll stand in front of the table, and they'll be like, oh, look at that dog. Like, yeah, that's the manager. He's just keeping everybody in check. But my joke with folks is like, I'm like, how Teddy, you can tell that Teddy was trained by a gay man. And people are like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand how that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, yes, it does. I'm like, because when you want him to go away, you just look at him and go, bye.
Because I sure know. I'm like, bye.
And he
Bye.
walks away
And he
every
turns his back.
time.
Everybody's always impressed. They're like, he leaves when you say bye. I'm like, absolutely. He knows, excuse me. Like, and he knows it. Like, if you say,
He
excuse
does.
me, he will not get down. He'll actually move out of the way. But if
Yeah.
you say bye, he leaves.
Yep. It is a testament to Mark's training ability. Number one.
Send me your dogs and lots of money. I'll sell him.
That is too funny.
But yeah, so that's my Teddy joke with folks.
Okay, now I
Yes.
have questions for you guys.
Oh, that's not how this works.
Ooh.
That's not how this works.
It's not bad questions. Like, Rob, what was the first reptile that you that got you into this? Or did you start out with spiders first?
Tarantulas first, yeah. When I was little, we had pink toe tarantulas and red knee tarantulas, Brachypoma species and Avicularia species. And when my mom would clean out the enclosures, she would just like put them on us, and so they would just be walking around with a tarantula crawling all over. And like when I was little, we had like big curly hair and everything, and they would just like crawl all over us, and we were just living the life,
See, I feel like if I would have had that type of exposure when I was younger, then yeah. Like, I've seen, like, I watch a lot of Discovery shit, and Jeremy knows, like, I love everything animals. It's not just reptiles. Like, if it's animals or animal related, I'm pretty much into it. And so, like, even though they scare the shit out of me, I still admire them. There's love for everybody.
Yeah. When
You're not buying
so
it.
Rob's like, I've been around my fair share of spider haters.
I have.
We're gonna call Ghost Brothers.
So I'm trying to think of like the first snake that I kind of interacted with. I'm trying to remember. It must have been like one of my mom's friends. Her son had a garter snake, and when we would go to Connecticut, we would go hang out with them for like an afternoon, and he would move his feeding day so that we could watch him, and he would get a bunch of little rosy red fish, and that's what they were feeding him back then. So like,
which is
he'd
crazy.
fill up his water dish with the rosy reds, and the garter snake would just come over and mouth wide open through the water dish until it ate them all. And I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, that actually would have been cool as shit to see.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And that's when I was pretty young. And then like I was always into snakes. Like finding them in my yard was probably the thing that got me into them. My mom told me a story recently of like, it was before I could talk fluently, but I could just barely walk. I was out in the yard and I found a garter snake and I picked it up and I was just like staring at it. And she saw me from like, 20 or 30 feet away. She's like, uh-oh, he's got a snake. And she's like, Ronald, you gotta put that down. Put it down. She came over and like tried to get me to let go of it, but I wouldn't let go. I was just like staring at it. And she's like, ever since then, you just always loved snakes. From that moment on, that's the only thing that you cared about. And I was like, that makes sense.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
That's fair. That's fair. Mine was kind of like, ooh, this is nice. And then boom, I got 80 of them.
Yep. So we can 100% tell that story. So as the more Mark started getting interested in the reptiles, of course, social media, the algorithm starts picking up on things. So he would be sending me things on Instagram of like crested geckos or leopard geckos or bearded dragons or whatever. And I said, oh man, check this out. This is cool. And he kept sending me geckos. Like that was what was popping up a lot. So this is also around the time that I decided to start downsizing and pivoting Brassman a little bit. So I had some Brettles pythons that I was looking to move, and my buddy Paul McIntyre had reached out and was like, "Hey man, I got this pair of Chihuahua geckos. Would you be interested in trading for those Brettles pythons?" And I was like, "Man." You know, my initial reaction was like, my gecko for a Brettles python, no way in hell, you know. But I was like, no, actually, that makes sense. Yeah, because they're Chihuahuas. I'm like, this makes sense because I'm like, you know what? I'm really trying to move and pivot Brassman. So like I don't need these snakes here. I'm not trying to breed them anymore. And Mark likes the geckos, and loves the geckos, and I would really love for him to have something that wasn't a crested or a gargoyle gecko right off the rip. Like, let's go something a little cooler that's also not terribly difficult to maintain. So I was like, the Chihuahua is perfect. So I was like, perfect, let's do it. So I met with Paul and his son. They were super stoked to get the Brettles pythons. I was super stoked to check out the Chihuahuas, and they were good size. They were already like adult size python Chihuahuas. So I brought them back to North Carolina. I stopped at Mark's apartment in Charlotte and was like, look at the geckos.
I was like, ooh. And then that was my first time actually even touching one. I was like, it feels weird. It's like soft skin. I was like, what is this? I love lychees, but I would never, and I mean never, keep one. Because
that's fair though.
Who's gonna keep? Like, I think they are awesome. They actually might be my favorite of the gecko species.
What?
I like them because they're big little dog things that feel like velvet rugs. Like, I like shit like that. I would rub it all day, but then it was shit, and I'm just like, no, you gotta go. You're too comfortable.
I mean, it's fair.
That's why I like the Chihuahuas better. They're just as cool, and then also you can hold them because lychees.
Yeah,
lychees.
Yeah. That's why I said they would be my favorite if they didn't like, you know, do all that. It's always
they weren't so extra.
Exactly.
Mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
But the crest, the Chihuahuas were great. Like, I named them Tina Marie and damn, what was his name? I know. It's a lot of names. I've named. Do you know how many geckos I fucking named? Shit.
And you want to know what, Mark? That's why I don't name hardly anything. Because if someone's gonna come over to me and ask, "Hey, where's jambalaya?" and I'll be like, "What the hell's a jambalaya?" Like, oh, you posted it one time.
Hey, but you guys have been doing this for a while, so I'm like a toddler in this bitch. I'm like, everything gets a name. Like,
no,
you are jelly bean. I mean, some of these names still reign true and stick. I changed the name of his tortoise, tortellini.
Yeah.
Even though it's Yoda, I know. And then Nagini.
Okay.
See, I name things. Naming game.
He does name things.
I name my tomatoes.
As long as you remember them.
Yeah, right. I forgot this one though.
It's okay.
That's the fun of the name game. You don't got to remember because it don't really fucking matter. they could be sold tomorrow.
It's not gonna come when you call it. So like you can name whatever.
Not.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like,
it's like, there's 50 pictures of Chihuahua geckos on Mark's Instagram right now, and there's 38 names. So
yeah, they got a lot of Chihuahuas. Actually, it's just 2.
It's just 2. It's just 2.
Now, the leopard geckos were the worst. I do love leopard geckos though. Like, I think they are just like,
yes. So on one of the podcasts, I had mentioned that Mark really likes leopard geckos, or is really starting to like leopard geckos.
I shouldn't have said
and so I mentioned it on the podcast. a couple days later, I get a phone call from our good buddy Nick Bottini from Cold Blooded Earth,
Yeah.
What up, Nick?
who breeds blood pythons, but was also doing a lot of leopard gecko stuff. And this is right around the time that his child was just born. So he had reached out and he was like, "Hey, man, I heard on the podcast that Mark's interested in leopard geckos, and you might want to try to get some leopard geckos. I need to downsize, considerably on the animals that just take up a lot more of my time, with the baby and all this stuff. So if you're interested, I'll hook you guys up." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." I was like, "Let me talk with Mark. How many do you have?" And I think he had like 50 or 60 at that time. And I was like, "Well, I don't know if I want to deal with that many. Maybe like 10 or 15 or something like that, but like 50 or 60 is a lot." So I was like, "Let me circle back with Mark. We'll talk and then I'll come back to you." And then it just never happened. Like we never circled back. Like we talked about it. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe let's see what he's got. And then we just never, the stars never aligned. So a couple months go by, and he had reached back out to me about it, and I was like, "Oh man, you know what, I'm like, I know we were interested in some, but I was like, I gotta actually talk to Mark again." So I talked to Mark, and then a couple days go by and I was like, "Hey man, what do you still have for leopard geckos?" And he's like, "I got about like 25 animals left. Most of them are adults, and some of them are babies from last season that I was raising up." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I was like, "Let's do it." Like I'll take the group, and like he had a lot of like super hypo tangerine stuff and like a lot of duplicates. So I was like, "Well, we can kind of go through them, pick the nicest ones, and keep those." And because we didn't want to have a lot of them, but a decent little group where we could do some other random projects. So in the meantime, while all of this is happening at a Tinley show, I stopped by Jeff Galewood's table from JMG and
Oh.
saw a couple of interesting looking geckos that Jeff had. And I've known Jeff for a while, talked to Jeff fairly frequently, and he used to always show up on my Instagram lives when I would do my US Arc rants. And I was talking with one of his staff members, and I was like, "Yeah, these two geckos, I'm really interested in these two geckos." And Jeff was like, "Well, if you want them, give me X amount of money." It's like, you don't like things very much, so if you want them, we'll hook it up. And I was like, "Cool." Thank you. That's great. Should have known in the back of my mind, I've been down this road before. There's evil afoot. So I got those two from Jeff and still have them. And then we get this group from Nick, and it was a lot of geckos and a lot of nice, really nice geckos. So I get them set up. Then we're reaching out to Black Box and we're like, "Hey, like I need a rack that's can handle this size tub and blah blah blah." So the I think it's the XR28, I think is the one that it is. XRV28 was designed and is now available thanks to this leopard gecko fiasco. For those people who are purchasing that rack. So now we're going to pause this for a moment to then realize I introduce him to, and he starts to like being around, Matt Baranek from Sassabeck Reptiles, who's done the Clown Project, the G Project, all these other great Marble Eye leopard geckos, all these other crazy things. And I get okay, this is Matt. He's got really cool geckos. And I get the tap. He's like, "Oh, look at that." And I'm like, "Oh, I know what this means." So, so next thing I know, we're purchasing another $1,000 worth of leopard geckos.
If you're gonna do it,
But this is my thing, because I was trying my best to be quiet. I said I thought that this was cute. I was like, "This is great," one, maybe two. So because I like to do things in pairs. But he's
Yeah.
like, "I got a small number. I got you 50, 50 what? 50 what?" Like I'm new to this world. Like I just said it was cute. I mean,
Yeah. And that was when he realized I have a problem with single digit numbers. So
yes.
yeah. I could have taken 10.
Nah. If you're gonna do 10, we're doing a whole damn group.
You don't have enough. You don't have enough genetic diversity.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. There's not enough genetic diversity with 10.
No.
You
See,
need 40.
I think that's the problem. I was coming in because I was like, I could learn to keep this as a pet. You said, no, we need to make sure that we can also, yield from this. And I
Yeah.
I just wanted a pet.
A little ROI. A little ROI ain't too bad.
I just wanted a pet, But here we are. I've gotten in there. I've helped clean. I've gotten a little dirty.
It's true. This is true. This is true. Then we add the crested geckos and the gargoyles in, right?
Love.
So these were also animals that he liked. I had a buddy of mine from South Carolina had owed me some money for some animals that we had traded, and he had a tricolor lily white crested gecko on his table, and it was a really nice one.
Princess.
And I went over to him and I was like, "Hey man, what's the deal with this?" And he's like, "You like it?" I was like, "Yeah, take it off of what you owe me." And I brought it over to Mark, and I was like, "You like this?" He's like, "Yeah, it's really pretty." And I was like, "It's yours. There you go. We'll find something for it later."
Stared at it. Love it.
And then
Love
so
that.
that was that. And but I did say crested gecko and gargoyle market is insanely saturated. So I don't want to go bonkers with a bunch of them. So let's be really methodical and get, one or two pairs of just really nice high-end stuff that like it doesn't necessarily need to sell for a lot of money, but will like catch people's attention, and you'll have a better chance of making a sale because it's just a good quality animal.
I still was okay with 2.
which was fine. We have 4. So
Jeremy is not okay with 2.
yeah, I'm not okay with 2. That
we
is
only
correct.
had 4.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's the market. Trust me. If the market was flourishing, I would have been like, "Oh, we need 7 Axanthics. I'm going to go drop 40 grand real quick."
Ah!
You going to do it?
Yeah, exactly. But we don't need that. It's not a thing. So, this is where it got sketchier though. We're at Limey's table one day, and he's looking at some of Limey's gargoyle geckos. And Limey's got this really nice, like red and orange striped little gargoyle, and it was quite impressively saturated for the size that it was. And he's like, "Man, like this is really nice. I really like this." And he's showing it to me, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's actually a really pretty one. It's going to look really pretty as an adult." And then Limey's like, "Just take it." And of course, Mark is like, "Wait, what? Really? Like, no, I don't want to." Like, he's like, "No, just take it. Just take it." So then people were like, "Oh, so you like gargoyle geckos?" So then my buddy Brandon was like, "Hey man, I saw that Mark is liking geckos. I bred some gargoyles and have a few extras. If you guys want some, I'll send you a pair." And I'm like, "Yep, bring them on down."
And then they gave us that one that we keep, Brokeback Mountain.
Oh yeah, Brokeback Mountain. Yeah. Billy Albright and Katie were like, "Oh, you guys like geckos? You guys are liking geckos? Here, take this. We were just gonna give this to one of our teacher friends." And I'm in my mind, I'm like, yeah, do that. They're like, no, you're right here, and you like geckos. You're gonna love this. And we're like, ah. So we were both like, let's leave now because people smell
Immediately.
blood in the water. Like,
I was
reptile
like,
breeders smell blood in the water right now. We gotta go.
I was just like, I just thought they were nice. I do really like that gargoyle from Limey though. The
Yes,
colors, it turned out
spectacular.
yes. Especially with those photos you've been taking of them. Like, bravo. Rob, your photos are dope. Like, I'm like, wow.
No, I need to like get my camera back in working order so I can actually take decent photos.
Right.
I mean, the photos you've been posting were nice.
Thank you.
Hey, when you got it, flaunt it.
I did get a tripod so I could get some decent videos while I'm out herping and with some of the snakes that I got here. So,
Well, I can't wait to see. Like, yeah, I'm actually excited to see the behind the scenes of things, taking pictures. And we went on a date once, actually twice. And every time we go on dates in nature, Jeremy always does this thing that I call white people shit. So the first date,
You're not the only one that calls it that.
I know, but I just tell you to your face. So the first date, we're walking through the around this lake. It was a wonderful day. He was like, "Ooh, a turtle. Ooh, a skink. Ooh, and a knoll. Ooh, water snakes." Jumps in the water to try to grab it, and I'm just sitting there like,
I don't jump in the water for him anymore.
so he just walked around with a soggy shoe the whole day.
No, no,
It was
No.
fine. It was
it
fine.
was not fine.
But oh, if you guys are in Savannah, you should definitely go to this wildlife. What was it? A wildlife center? Or was it?
Oh yeah, that wildlife center. It's like I forgot the name of it. But
Savannah.
yes. Hang on, let me see if I can find it real quick because it was such a good time.
Yeah, like I saved a snake's life,
He did.
and I got it
Can
on video.
confirm.
I didn't get out the car and get it.
How?
So we were actually walking through the reptile area, and we were like, "Oh, this is a big. What was it? A south? No, what was it? It wasn't a corn snake. It was a rat snake, right?
For what the thing that
The
was
big.
eating the lizard?
No, oh, I forgot about that one.
That was a black racer. But oh, you're talking about the snake that was actually in the road.
No, the one that was in the enclosure, the big one. You were like, "That's a big ass something."
Oh, the Eastern indigo.
Yeah.
Big chonky Eastern indigo.
And so that was at the end of the event, and then so we got in the car, we're driving, Jeremy's texting, I'm driving. Mind you, my car, the way it sits, when it's on a speed bump, it like the whole world goes up with you.
Oatland Island
Yeah.
Wildlife Center. Oatland Island Wildlife Center.
It was great.
Hey.
It was definitely worth the money. But then as I came down on the speed bump, I was like, what is this going across the street? It was this big ass fucking snake. And I was like, Jeremy, I was like, get your camera out. I just made your fucking day. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, just get out of the car and look.
Yeah, mind you, my phone is buried in or my face is buried in my phone. And also, Mark drives a Camaro. If you've never sat in a Camaro,
It's low.
it's low and it's got a big front end. So I'm looking up and I don't see shit. And he's like, I just made your day. Get your camera out. And I'm like, what? What the fuck is going on? Like,
Get out.
Like, let's go.
Get out
like,
now.
"No,
I'm
get
about to
out
do
now,
the
go."
hottest thing you've ever seen me do.
Yeah. I get.
So I get out of the car and there's probably like a 4-foot yellow rat snake that was crossing the road, but it was
Damn.
leisurely crossing the road. So I go out and grab it and I take video and
Yeah, because my death machine was coming.
yeah, literally. Yeah, so I go and grab it and it looks at me real quick and then it just settles right down and I pick it up and I was gonna walk it back to the car because I wanted Mark to take my camera. No, because I wanted you to take my camera, remember? But you hurried up and closed the window because you're like, I don't know that snake.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
that
that
snake. I was
snake
like,
don't
I
know
just
me.
wanted you to take my camera.
I got a camera. I'm recording. You don't know me.
But no, so I
like this.
right.
I politely rolled that window up. I saw him coming.
Politely, you were like, shit. But no, I brought it over. I showed it to him, and he touched it, and then I brought it over to the other side of the road where it was headed towards, and got it off there. But yes, that was good.
And we actually posted it on our OnlyFans and called it "He Touched It."
$15
10
clip.
Oh, okay, $15. I lowballed this. I was gonna say $10.99, but I like $15. Send us $15 per clip.
Good Lord. Good
You
Lord.
forget,
Or
Mark,
you can
I did
or you can
marketing, okay?
or you can find us on Twitter and see a 3-second revolving clip of it that's a teaser.
It's just me doing this on repeat.
Is it right?
Oh no.
And you spent $15 for this shit.
Yeah. Got him.
Bruh.
Oh,
No, it was actually like a really good time. We actually saw, what was that? You said it was a black racer? That's what the hell fell out of the sky when we were at the zoo.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah.
And you guys y'all chased it throughout the entire zoo. Can we go back to the zoo? That was fun, actually.
Yeah, we should do another
Yeah,
zoo
we
day.
should. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we saw a black racer. We heard some rustling in the leaves on the pathway, and we spotted a black racer. And the way it was behaving, it looked like it was courting another black racer, like to breed. And it's around the right time. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So get our cameras out and kind of zoom in a little bit to see what the heck is actually going on. And it was actually eating a broad-headed skink. And it was really interesting the way it was. I need to actually post those videos.
Yeah, we was on a whole date. Show the world you love me.
Screaming. It's not videos of us. It's videos of the snake trying to consume this lizard.
That's what I call love.
Okay. So it would bite the skink and like use its coil, kind of like how you would see a male colubrid like using its coils to like nudge into a female and be like, hey, what's going on, baby? Like, but instead it was like pressing down on this skink to try to like subdue it. It was very, very interesting. And I feel like not a lot of people see black racers consuming anything really
Any
outside of
predation event is cool.
yeah. So like outside of the, oh look, I found this black racer that's already halfway consumed a copperhead randomly, but
Yeah.
like we see those pictures pop up. But the actual act of like trying to subdue prey was something I hadn't seen before. So it was but yeah, so it was really cool. I actually need to post those videos. I got to find them and go post them because it was really, really unique. And between the two of us, we got two different vantage points of being able to see it. So it makes it even more interesting.
Don't mind us, just doing butt stuff.
And that's the game.
And
that's the game. But yes, so from my perspective and point of view, it has been very different and refreshing to have a partner that is willing to get in any kind of involved in anything animal related or reptile related. Because even when we first started dating, it was like, I'm glad that you find this intriguing or interesting. I don't expect you to jump on board 100%. Just know that like this is a huge part of my life and it's not going to go anywhere. And that's it. Like you can never want to look at anything or like come down and see things one or two times and then be like, cool, I'm done. Like I don't need to see anymore. And I would have been okay with that. But it's been very, very different having somebody that's like, no, like I kind of like this. Like this is weird and I'm into it.
I like weird shit, but also like I think it's very important. Like you want to, it's like it's your. Hey, Brandy! Damn, girl, you look good in your picture. But like, I just think it's very important to like take time to, like if you're dating someone, you don't have to agree with everything, but you should at least take time to see if you like it, see if it's something that you can do, but don't just give up after the first try. It's something that you got to develop. Like support is important and support is valuable. So I may not understand everything that you're talking about, but I'll sit there and listen to you have a whole conversation about I have to stop myself. But like I'll listen. Yeah, I hear. I mean, you better love me. Shit, I'm here. But but I just think that that's important. So while doing so, it opened me up to a world that I didn't even expect that I would love. Like not only do I enjoy reptiles a whole lot more, like I'll have conversation with you. I'm more aware of things that I wouldn't have been. Like, don't kill that, don't step on that. Like Jeremy will tell you, I usually won't kill a spider. I'll let him do it. Like not kill it, but like take it outside. Like he
I
actually
was gonna
does.
have to have some stern words with Jeremy after this.
Yeah.
No,
if
no,
you didn't
no.
clear that up.
No,
Right.
Jeremy will curse
Right.
me out if I try to kill it. But like anything with bugs, I'll just leave. I don't like bugs. It doesn't matter what the bug is. I don't like. I have trauma. Like things flying close to my ears, I panic. Like I will faint. If you ever want to see a grown man faint, throw a bug at me. Don't throw a bug at me because I'll also whoop your ass. So
It's dramatic. He doesn't want to be.
But no, like the
Like-
world has been good, but also the most importantly, the community. Like the community has been just welcoming, and there are some really cool people that I've met. Like I met some douchebags, but I never have to see you again. So but for the
That's
people
true.
that I have met, that like Limey and all these other people, like you guys have shown me nothing but love and support ever since. So
Yeah. So I have one more story that I have to make sure that I tell because it was a pivotal story for me in being like, oh, he not like them other ones.
them other ones, what do you mean by that, sir?
You know what I mean. Shut your
I
mouth.
know what you mean.
So I had to go pay a visit to our buddy Ted.
I love Ted.
And Ted is my rat guy and has become a very good friend. And I had to go pick up rodents one day. And Mark reached out to me and was like, "Hey, what are you up to?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to go see my rat guy. I gotta go get a bunch of rats." And he was like, "Your rat guy? What does that mean? Is that the code word for drugs?" And I was like,
the rat
"No,
guy.
yeah." I'm like, "No, you asshole! Like, I have to go get rats to feed my snakes." And he was like, "Well, can I come with you?" And I was like, I was still kind of getting to know Ted a little bit, so I was like, let me just shoot him a message because I didn't know him that well at the time. So I was like, let me just shoot him a message because his property's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I don't want to just randomly bring somebody into his space that he's unaware of. But I reached out to Ted. He was like, yeah, absolutely. Any friend of yours is a friend of mine. Have him come on down. So I was like, okay, cool. You just gotta come and meet me here because it's all we gotta do is jump on 40. It'll be easier. So he comes, meets me at the house. We jump on 40, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is the grossest of the gross. When it comes to what reptile people
Reptile
do.
stuff does.
Yeah, it's just like dealing with the rodents. Is like the grossest of the gross. So I just expected him to come along for the ride, meet Ted, chat a little bit with Ted, and pretty much just wait out by the car until we got our friggin' rats and then leave. And then, of course, have in my mind, I'm like, he's going to complain about the smell and it's a long drive and it's, whatever. That's what I had. That's what I had in my mind. That is not at all what I experienced with this man. Like, Ted is also one of the largest producers of rodents in the state of North Carolina. So there's a lot of rodents. He's like, all right, let's go. We'll go to the back and grab what you need, count stuff out. Now, mind you, I need like a little over 100 rodents. So this is not a quick little, okay, we're going to be here for 20 minutes and then we're out of here. This is like, no, we're going to be here for like a couple hours. So we get there, pull up, introduce him to Ted. We're in the foyer of the building, just kind of like throwing jokes back and forth, chatting, doing whatever. Yeah. Yep. And then he's like, all right, let's go back. Let's count out the rats and do the thing. Cool. This motherfucker grabs a bin and walks in with us. And I'm like,
What are you doing?
okay. All right.
You're not about to leave me outside in the middle of the nowhere. I need to see everybody.
Which is also fair. Because y'all say I'm in the middle of nowhere. Ted is really in the middle of nowhere.
Now that's rural.
Yeah.
Oh my
god. Brandy, Teddy made a cameo a few minutes ago. He'll make another cameo in just a second. So I'm like, what'd you do? Okay, all right, cool. Well, welcome to the shit show. Here we go. So we walk all the way to the back and we go to one of the hoppers and we start counting out rodents. Teddy with his damn sock. He always got a sock. Next thing I know, I see a little flash of yellow off to the side. And I was like, what the heck was that? So we've got the lid. Are you good? You all right?
I swear I keep hearing like footsteps. I keep hearing footsteps, baby.
What?
But no, really, like, okay, but sorry.
No, you're good. So I keep seeing these little flashes of yellow like out of my peripheries, and I'm like, what the heck? And so we've got the top open to this hopper, and we're counting out rats, and of course some of the rats are jumping and trying to escape. So like, oh, what's going on? He's got the lid of this bin, and he's like trying to nudge them back in, keeping them from getting out. And I'm like,
no.
oh, he getting involved. Like, what the what the heck is going on?
Smacking them bitches back in.
Yeah. I was just like, wait, what the heck? So as we're leaving, I'm like, I'm just like looking at him, and he's like, what? And I'm like, you're not at all what I expected. Like,
his eye is not glass, Slimy. He's a cyborg.
No, I don't think he's talking about Teddy. I think he's talking about Ted.
Wait, does he have a glass eye?
No, I mean, I've never seen
Mark
it, but
proved that day
now
that
I'm
he
gonna
can
be sitting there looking at him like,
you be doing this?
yeah.
hey Ted, look at this. There it is. It's the glass eye. He didn't lie.
Oh shit. But yeah, for
after
me,
that whole
that was a moment where I was just like, oh, he different.
Oh no! As soon as we got in the car, we maybe got 5 minutes away from Ted's place, and Jeremy was like, "I love you, and I think we should get married," and like took his ring off his finger, and I was like, "Wait, it's only like wait, wait."
He's like, I just touched a rat. That's all.
I just damn.
And I'm like, you don't understand how that sits on the ladder of importance over here.
I mean, but I've been preparing for this moment my whole life. Bop it, twist it,
Twist it, pull it. Oh no,
man, that is funny. Limey said he can be very touchy about it, so I tell everybody. That is hilarious, Limey.
no.
Those are two people I never want to be in the same room with.
Limey and Ted,
not at the same time. I could take
you can do one or the other.
Yes, they're two extremes, but two different levels. Like Limey Ted is loud and extreme. Limey is cool, calm, and random as shit. Like you just don't expect it.
True. That is true.
Yeah, I feel like there would be some debauchery if the two of them were in a room together.
Oh,
I would
guaranteed.
laugh. I would enjoy myself, but geez, the things that they would say.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
So
funny.
Mark, what would you say is the biggest difference between before when you had no reptiles and now that you got a few reptiles?
Space. We're running out of space. So but no,
The struggle
honestly,
is real.
just my appreciation for just the reptile industry in general has definitely changed because I didn't know anything about it, but the more I learned about it, the more respect I had for it, and as well as things, just life in general. I look at life differently because I'm a puppy man, so I have dogs, I have all this shit. I've always been around fur babies, so now that I'm touching things that don't have fur and can't love me back, I'm like, how do you find the love back into, like, how do you find the love? But then you just start to realize that people have a love and appreciation for reptiles.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a newfound relationship with reptiles. It's called leopard geckos. I actually was going to start a business. I was going to call it Sassy Geckos.
I like that.
Yeah, because
I thought it was Sassy Geckos and Things.
Sassy Geckos and Things. Yes, that's like the whole thing. But like quickly, it's just Sassy Geckos.
I've had a really great name for a gecko business under my hat for the last decade almost.
It's not gay, is it? Because I'm tired of people assuming I'm gay.
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I'm not.
I know. I know you're very straight, so.
I'll see you later, Rob. What was the name? Sorry, I'm not gay. What was the name?
It's From the Get-Go. It's really great. It's really it's
Oh, that's
marketable,
good. That is
right?
good.
I don't know how no one's taken that
From the
yet because
get-go.
that's such a good, like, you could slap that on a t-shirt. Where'd you get? Oh, it's From the Get-Go, you know?
Yeah, I asked like, where did you like? I get that you got it from the beginning, but like, where did you get it from? From where? And I'm
From the
talking to.
Get-Go.
Okay, this is just pointless. And who gave it to you? You're outside with the owl. Who? But no, that name is
From
actually
the
pretty.
Gecko, From the Get-Go.
That name is actually pretty catchy. I'm surprised somebody really didn't take that.
For real.
All right, Jeremy, let's do it. Let's see if we can buy the domain.
Sorry, Brandy.
Brandy, there's nothing at my house but Teddy and plants. Oh, I did. Jeremy did. He finally kicked the fish out. So now I have a fish. The fish didn't pay his rent, so the fish had to go.
Yeah, fish had to go. That's right. No, so I'm excited because I said to Mark, because he's mentioning he likes corn snakes and stuff like that. So
Nice.
we've been talking about he's helped me with the geckos and stuff, and he's like, I kind of want to try my hand at having a snake or like raising a snake. And I was like, well, corn snakes are great options. So I was like, we've got plenty that we're going to produce this year. So I was like, you can take one, get one set, started, and take it and have fun with it and enjoy it. So
whatever you like. No, I actually do, and I want to journal. Like, I want to show my progress with it. Okay, boom, Jeremy dropped. So I want one.
That's fine. The rest are here, so it's fine.
Okay, but yes, I think I could take care of it, and then I've been practicing where I would keep it, things like that. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's take the dive. Let's take the leap.
There you go.
And then you can stop it from dying.
Well, yes, yeah, we wouldn't let it get to that point.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty responsible young man, though. Believe it or not, my brain is always all over the place, but I still get things get done.
This is true. This is very true. Sometimes also true.
Ever. When I look to your eyes, y'all check out my man music. There's something else.
Lord. But okay, so I know we got to wrap this up because you got a couple places you need to get off to.
Yeah. I'm so cool. I got things to do. I just gotta pick up my sister from work, y'all.
It's all good. It's all good. But we've got to ask you one final question.
Ooh, ask me anything. I was too excited. Ask me that again. Okay, what was that?
Okay. So so we ask all of our guests at the end of our podcast episodes, what in the realm of reptiles, be it something that you may have seen in person or something you may have seen on the internet, what in the realm of reptiles has you excited about reptiles right now?
Ooh, so one, I do want a pair of black knights. I think they're so cool. Just to have look at a little black thing, like I want one of those.
And he's gonna name him Bobby Ray and
Baby Blue.
But so no, you get a blizzard and you name it Bobby Caldwell.
Screaming. Okay, I bet you wondering where I've been.
I swore he was black.
I could have sworn. I was like, that ain't he's not black, but that boy can sing. I was like, damn, what you won't do? Shit, singing like that. I don't know. What won't I do? But so yes, I definitely, I've always wanted that. Honestly, I'm really excited to see. I know Rob's been doing the scrub thing. I want to see that take off. And I definitely have been really fascinated because I literally hear about Amazons all the time. And I've been watching all the hard work that you've been putting into it. So, I definitely want to see where that goes. Because I talk to you about it all the time. I'm like, you're smart as shit. So many people call you for advice. Even top dogs call you for advice, and I think that's like cool because it lets you know that you're actually you're dealing with something, and you're learning something that now you're going to be like the leader of, not the leader of, but like one of the front men that know what the fuck they're talking about. The one thing people can say about you guys is if they have a question about anything reptile related, you guys have the answers. Don't ask me for shit because I'm gonna Google it, but you ask them.
I get people asking me stuff sometimes, and I'm like, "You got to go talk to Jeremy on that one." I
But
don't
that's
know some ball
weird.
python
And
stuff. I'm like,
same when people ask
I
me
don't
about
know.
scrub shit or some of the other weird Indo-Pacific shit. I'm like, you probably might want to talk to Rob. I kept that one time for a week and
Jeremy
realized it
asked
wasn't for
me.
me.
Jeremy asked me to sit at his table and just talk to the customers. Just talk to the customers. I was like, okay, well, take me through. Like, let's practice. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I'll practice. I have reptiles. Ask me questions and I'll answer them.
Yeah, we tried this, and your test subject was Chris's son from
He
Epic
didn't even
Style, and
no.
he didn't know what to ask you.
No. And then he was like, he literally whispered to me, he's like, so what do I need to ask you? Questions. Ask me
No,
questions. Mind you, I love both
It
of
was a
them.
bad table read.
a bad table read. He
A bad
says.
table read.
He did not get the call back. But yes,
Oh
that's pretty much.
man.
I'm actually excited. Like I said, like I've been paying attention because even though I don't talk to Rob about it much, you still talk to me about what Rob is doing. Then I see all the cool shit that you're doing. I think you both are doing like really cool things, and I can't wait to see the outcome and see what I can get for free.
Heck yeah. I'm here for it. I want to really quickly because I know you got to go. Brandy just asked a question, and I think we should end on this question because it's kind of for all of us. And that is, what does the future of reptiles look like for all of you? If no one has asked that question, where do you want to be in the reptile world in 5 years? I think
Damn, that's a good
that's a question we don't get asked very often. um, where okay, I guess for me, the future of reptiles looks like so I've pivoted my business to focus with Amazon tree boas. So the future of reptiles for me looks very tree boa heavy, which I'm excited about. I'm excited about learning more about the aspects of that species and trying to understand their genetics more, and being able to bring more captive bred animals to the marketplace. Right now, there's a lot of imports that happen, and that number isn't necessarily the number of animals I produce isn't necessarily going to offset the importation quota. But it will be nice to be able to offer captive bred animals to the market in a largely import based market. Where do I want to be in the reptile world in 5 years? I just want to be breeding a lot of cool tree boas. Like that is the goal for me, and I'm hopeful and positively thinking that we're on the way for that. So bam.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Rob?
In 5 years, my future in reptiles is definitely going to be venomous snakes. So if I was talking to somebody about this earlier today, if I have got the space where I can do a lot of venomous and like not even a lot, but some venomous snakes and the non-venomous stuff that I already have, cool. I'm cool with that. And if it comes down to space wise, I'm probably going to get rid of a bunch of my non-venomous stuff and just do like scrubs. Trying to look at see if there's anything else I probably keep some Borneos.
I was gonna
But
say
I
you can't get rid of the Borneos, bro. Come on,
no,
man.
I'd keep the Borneo. I'd keep at least some of the Borneos, but I would get rid of most everything else and then just do venomous. And I don't really have any high aspirations of breeding any of those or anything like that. I just like them, and it's been my goal to keep those for my whole life. And that's the reason I moved down here was to get venomous stuff. So in the next 5 years, it needs to happen. And where do I want to be in the reptile world? I don't give a shit, bro. Like I just like it personally. Like, don't get me wrong, the
I want to
reptile
be in
world is
North
cool and
Carolina. That's
everything.
where I want to be.
Yeah, I want to be in North Carolina doing my thing because I was involved in some drama in the reptile world recently, and I'm like, girl, I'm so over this. I just want to keep my cool snakes. I got some cool snakes. I'm breeding some cool snakes. I just want to, if anything changed as far as that goes, where would I want to be, or where do I want to be in the reptile world in 5 years? I would like to open an education center where I can teach people, because that's where I shine. That's where I do my best work, is when I'm teaching people about reptiles. So if I could open up an education center and teach people about reptiles, that would be like really cool.
I can answer this question. So year one, I want to learn how all of them learn how they poop. I've never
Okay.
seen them poop.
Cloacas done.
Ah, where is that?
It's the booty hole.
Between their legs.
Ah, they had legs. See, I'm learning something already. So step one done. Step two, touch more stuff. Now honestly, I do want turtles. I want them to I want tortoises, not turtles. But I don't know where we would put them, and then I don't want them to destroy my house. So a rock iguana was like promised, so that would be cool. I just need to see how they're gonna interact with Teddy.
Teddy gonna have another cyborg guy. That's what's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that bitch won't be able to come in the house. But no, honestly, I'm down. I'm pretty much open. Like I'm always gonna support. I'm always gonna cheer my guys on, both my baby daddies. Make sure that they're okay. But also, like, I've been learning a lot, so I plan to learn more about it. I'll tell you, the one thing that pisses me off is whoever named these snakes.
Oh.
Like, none of it makes fucking sense. None of it.
There's gonna be, when people listen back to this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's about to spill some tea real quick," and then that's gonna be
That is the tea.
What about ringneck snakes? Except for the West Coast ones, all the Eastern ringneck snakes have a ring around their
I'm sitting here
neck.
trying to learn fucking the genetics and what this is, and I'm like, oh, let me guess, Jeremy. Let me guess. He's like, all right, and I try to guess. None of it makes sense.
Yeah, the morph stuff does not make sense. That's fair.
I was like, what do you got? Like, make it. You can make life so much easier.
Listen, some of it made sense at the beginning.
Who named him?
That's true.
Some of it,
Pastel,
like
super
pastel, super pastel. Right, exactly. Spider made
Concrete.
sense. Kind of looked like
What was
spider
it?
web.
Concrete or railroad? What was the one you were telling me about?
What?
It was one of the
asphalt.
Asphalt or gravel.
Yeah.
Highways.
Yeah, highway
Yeah.
and byways. Yeah, I was like, I just think, okay.
Yeah, it was an attempt at being clever in marketing, and it went overboard.
Way overboard.
But like,
look at this. Call it speckle pants. Let me name things. I'm really good at naming things.
But yeah, the
I'm gonna call those
OGs.
speckle pants from now on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. That is the perfect name.
Little pin thing.
Yeah, like pinstripe made sense.
That made sense. Yeah,
pinstripe made sense.
Bumblebee
made sense.
Eyeballed.
Bumblebee made sense because the Kevin was going on the bug theme. He had the spider ball python. You put yellow into that, it kind of looks like a bee, so he called it the Bumblebee.
Okay,
that kind of made sense. And then the killer bee was a super pastel spider, so we're just brightening up the Bumblebee, making it more intense. So like that, it made sense in the very beginning, and then it went kind of crazy.
I can't even get the basics. I'm like, what?
It's okay. It's fine.
You said if you mix this with the rutabaga, and you.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
I knew it. I knew I was good at this.
If you take that and breed it to the rutabaga, then you get the sashimi. So it's perfect.
Have y'all seen the sashimi?
Yeah, they're
great.
Cool.
They're really cool.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
I think the best one is actually the Ronald McDonald Pied.
Yeah, but that one's only in the UK.
And it's only 99 cents.
Okay.
Get out of here. I love you.
All right. On that note, we got to wrap this up. Thank you for coming on and gracing us with much laughter and enjoyment.
Yeah, it's my gift to the world.
So
Brandy said, "Poop, touch, learn."
Of course,
on a T-shirt,
I'm already
Not-
let's learn.
I'm already
not-
3 years in the game.
Not just stated that, also provided emojis per. Like,
That's why it took her a little second to respond. But hey, we
that's
here.
the best. That is amazing. Oh man. Okay, last question. Mark, if people want to find out more about you and check out what you've got going on musically, your reptile adventures that you learn about pooping and touching and other things, where can they find you?
I know where they pooped. I knew it was somewhere towards the end. I just never seen it. And at this point, they keep randomly posting things on Instagram that show us where things that have like poop or lay eggs. I never wanted to see these things. Now I'm curious. Like, so sorry.
It's
That's not
okay.
on my algorithm. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got there. I don't know how. I didn't do it.
Amazing.
But also, speaking of but no, you can find me on everything is Sanpriest. So SANPRIEST. My music, my streaming, my Facebook, everything is Sanpriest. I try to make your life as easy as possible.
Bam.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
thank you again, baby, for coming on
Thank you for
and
coming on, sir.
chatting with us.
I love y'all. And make sure y'all check out my album. This one is definitely for the snakes. So like but y'all, if y'all want y'all snakes to grow, play this beat because it will work. Listen.
Wow.
Hey, they might be gullible.
I mean, they might be. They might
Hey,
be.
the first song is called I'm calling bullshit. Make sure you listen to that, download that because the snakes will love it the more you play it. We don't get paid or nothing, but
Amazing.
the snakes love it.
Amazing. All right. That wraps it up for this episode, guys. Thank you, everybody in the chat who's been hanging out. Make sure you go share this podcast everywhere. And yeah, bam. See you guys later.
Well, bam, wapoo. You remember that lady kept sneezing? And she was like, wapoo, wapoo.